Welcome back, everyone, to the New York Giants franchise here in Madden NFL 22. We lost the Super Bowl, and I'm not too happy about it. I'm definitely not happy about it. We need to make a splash in this offseason. I asked you guys what you wanted to see me doing here in the offseason for this football team, this roster compilation. You guys had some thoughts. I'd already gone through and done the offseason, but I wanted to see if I was on the right page with you guys. And take a look here. Trevor, holy crap, man, just coming in guns blazing. Saying we play like Bengal 2.0 with Jared Goff. It's like, whoa, man. He must not have been here for very long. He doesn't know how good Daniel Jones was for us in this series. Just a bad game in the Super Bowl. All right, guys, so we did get Saquon Barkley, and we're trying to get James Bradbury, and we are not going to be able to. He's going to be asking for way too much money. It's going to cost us $23 million to franchise tag him. That's a lot for a cornerback. He's a good cornerback, very good cornerback, one of our integral pieces, but it's not something that I'm interested in to bringing him back. Now, Julian Love, I want to bring him back. He's a good young safety, but we got to get my man to a barber. Like, something funky in the Twilight Zone's happening to your hair, man. Julian Love, I don't know what they did out in Notre Dame, but yeah, this is we got to get you paid. We got to get you paid. I don't know how much the tip costs for your barber, but dang, man. Billy Price, we're going to bring him back. We got some stability there at the center position. Jay Sternberger as a third string type of tight end. We've already got Evan Ingram. We're not bringing back Kyle Rudolph, as you guys know, but we do have Caden Smith and now Jay Sternberger and Evan Ingram. So we got three tight ends. I like the group there. O'Shane Zimnis, I'm kind of on the fence with him. I don't really know quite yet at this point in the offseason what I wanted to do at that position. There was thoughts of letting him go, moving Romeo Reyes to that side as well. So we got some good young linebackers too. We could afford to get rid of him. Now the question for Daniel Jones, obviously this is a bad throw, and I'm remembering how he played in the Super Bowl. There were some AI-driven things like that. There were some user-controlled things like the pick that you just saw, and of course the desperation throws that we were trying to get back into the game with, throwing all those picks. Now in the playoffs, he did not play good either. So it comes down to, as the user, as the guy with the controller in my hands, what quarterback am I going to be comfortable with? Is it Daniel Jones or not? Is he my guy, or is it not? And I'm looking at other quarterbacks just to kind of do the due diligence here. You got Isaac Lopez as a custom prospect out here. You've got Daniel Letterman is probably the consensus #1 overall quarterback. Darius Mackey, Tito Ramos, JD Chaos. Tito, of course, winning the Heisman Trophy here according to Madden. Jordan Spriggs is a nice athlete at quarterback, would be a kind of guy that's on my radar. But the question is, between round 1 and 2, is that something that a team that just went to the Super Bowl, is that something we want to address? Do we want to take a quarterback with our 31st overall pick? I don't know if we want to do that, right? So I think it comes down to free agency. If we're not going to go get a quarterback in the draft, it's got to be free agency if we're not going to bring Daniel Jones back either. So Daniel Letterman up on the board, we're definitely not getting him. Let's take a look at the free agent list right now, see who's available. Lamar Jackson. Whoa. Okay. Tom Brady, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's cool and all. 86 for Brady. 88, I think, for Aaron Rodgers. Mitchell Trubisky's down there. Daniel Jones would be the fourth best quarterback up on the board. I mean, he's got some teams interested in him, more so than Trubisky, right? Atlanta, New Orleans would be nice fits for him. But it's pretty crazy, though, because Atlanta has the #2 overall draft pick as well. So if Daniel Letterman does not get picked #1 to the Jets, it causes there causes some weird trickle-down effect there. So if they go out and they sign Daniel Jones, but they end up drafting Letterman anyway, so we'll see what happens. But some might have said that, Goldie, you might as well go after some offensive linemen with the money that you have, the cap space that you have, instead of a quarterback. Bring Jones back. You can kind of split it out a little bit, spread the love a little bit. You got some good players with wide receivers, but we don't need receivers, right? We don't need Terry McLaurin on this roster. He's just so good offensively with Barkley, Martin. Obviously, the receivers we have, Shepard, Galladay, Tony's up and coming. So I think we're set with wide receivers, and we are actually going to go after Lamar Jackson. How can you argue this? 99 overall player. We've got the money. We fixed Dave Gettleman's cap issues, and we're going to land ourselves Lamar Jackson Now, guys who don't normally follow me in other series, I normally don't do this type of thing. I don't go all in on the best players in the game. I normally don't do that. I normally like to make it hard on myself to have success. But you know what, man? It's really tough. It's really tough to know for a fact that the guy that we just had, Daniel Jones, is the 4th best quarterback in the free agent list. You've got Lamar Jackson sitting there. You got the money. You could go after Brady. You could go after Rodgers. But we decide to go the youthful route and try to capitalize on Lamar Jackson's rest of his career. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're trying to vault this organization again, right? We're trying to win a dang Super Bowl in this series. We have to do it. So guys, we're starting the NFL draft here. We're 5 minutes into this video and finally getting to the draft here. You see some of those custom prospects going off the board. We're going to skip all the way to the Giants pick, the 31st overall pick. And just to let you know, there is a Google spreadsheet available to you guys in the description and the pinned comment. If you are a custom prospect in this series and you want to see where your player has gone in year number 1 and year number 2, I've split them out from open submission and patron submission prospects so that it's easy to find if you know who your prospect is. So, guys, first overall pick going to the Jets, Colby Parsons. He's a wide receiver. Yeah, the Jets are going to Jets, right? But what are we going to do with our pick? Now that our pick is up, I think the only thing available to do here is go with the left tackle, Roderick Flemings. Now, Andrew Thomas is all the way up to an 80 overall player right now, but right tackle has kind of been an issue for us in recent seasons. Nate Solder's no longer here since year number 1, and right tackle's just been kind of an issue for us. And that's going to probably get solved there with Roderick Flemings. I like that pick. Just seeing what was available, wide receivers, running backs, some quarterbacks there, it just didn't really make sense for us to do that after getting Lamar Jackson as well. So we ended up going with a defensive tackle here as well, not signing Danny Shelton back, so we got Dion Beasley. He's going to be a nice player. Now, this little linebacker, Hunter Luck, I know that he's not going to be the greatest, but he does have A-man coverage, and he seems like he's a nice little project player here for the 3rd round. I like this pick. It's a normal dev linebacker, but man, he's got acceleration. He's going to be a nice little player for us, especially like I said in man coverage with that A grade. I think he's going to be fine. He's not going to be a top tier prospect, but he's going to be a guy that we can work with. So our draft is completed. I ended up going through and making the rest of these picks, and here's our guys in action. So Roderick Flemings has that hidden dev trait. Gotta like that. He's a 68 right now with the morale giving a -1. So that's not good. But, you know, for a back-end first rounder, I think that was a good pick. This one I think is our best pick. Dion Beasley is a 73. Hunter Luck is a 64. Normal dev, as we know. But Dion Beasley is going to be a really good player for us. He's going to be one of our defensive tackles in the early going with Pollard, the guy that we drafted last season. And then here's a player that I kind of like too. Is a safety, Andrew Kelly, good run support type of guy. And then, of course, I went with Stephen Noel, another running back here to kind of solidify that group a little bit behind Gary Brightwell and Bryce Love. This guy, James Cofield, was a CPU drafted player, just not totally invested in 7th, 6th rounder type of things. But let's go to the draft recap, guys. And again, like I mentioned, I'm not going to go through the whole entire NFL to show you where your prospects went. But if you're interested in something like that, you can find that in the pinned comment in the description so you guys can take a look at where your guys got drafted by and where they're currently at. I will be updating this list through every off season, so in case teams trade you or you end up becoming a free agent and you sign somewhere, or if you're a current free agent, I might end up picking you up anyway just to get you on a team. But it is broken down into 4 different tabs, and this will end up being 6 tabs by year 3, 8 tabs by year 4, so on and so forth. You can see the tabs listed below. We've got a tab for year 1 patrons, year 2 patrons, as you see here. You got Casey Carson to the Broncos, Letterman to the Falcons, so this has all been updated for you guys. There's your open submission players. These are a little bit lower rated compared to Patreon prospects, so if you want to be a part of the series and donate some money, you can be a better prospect than you would be if you just signed in through or you submitted your player through the open submission, which is free to do, but you know they're more of a grinded type of prospects. Star dev trait, but you still have a good rating. You get drafted early, like you saw with OJ Woodward. He's actually with the Buffalo Bills right now. Quarterback, 70 some odd overall, so he's going to be all right, but he's not a Patreon level prospect where you've got superstar X factors. You're 75 to 80 overall as a rookie, so you're going to be making an immediate impact, so on and so forth. But the guys, you can actually skip this section. This is just looking through all of the free agent acquisitions for every team. This goes a little bit deep for anybody that wants to follow this to kind of track where every player has gone through free agency. I skipped through that on accident. I didn't get that footage, so I feel bad about it, but if you guys want to take a look at this, you can. It's moving a little fast. You can pause the screen, whatever. But you can go ahead and jump to the 12-minute mark if you want to skip this. All right, guys, welcome back. If you watch that whole entire thing trying to figure out where Rodgers or Brady went, they went nowhere. They're still in the free agent list, asking for $17.2 million this season on a one-year contract. Meanwhile, we've got Lamar Jackson, what we're spending a ton of money this season for. I don't know. Should we have tried to go after one of those veteran quarterbacks? Do you take Tom Brady on a one-year deal to try to win a Super Bowl, try to get back there? Do you take Aaron Rodgers to try to do that? I don't know. There's no team in the NFL sign them. We're in the preseason. They could sign somewhere, kind of like what they do with Colin Kaepernick. He always finds a team, you know. Those guys should not be sitting out there in the free agent list. I don't think so anyway. So we'll see. We'll manage that. We'll see exactly what's going to happen with those two quarterbacks, those two GOATs. So we'll see what's going to go on there. But I want to know what you think, guys. I want to know what you think in the comment section. I love hearing from you. I want to get those comment sections starting to flood in here on these videos a little bit. So what do you guys think? Do you think we made the right move to go get Lamar? Do you think we overspent on Lamar? Should we have done the Brady Rodgers rental and drafted a quarterback here late in our drafts? I'm anxious to hear what you guys think. Do you think we made the right move? What would you have done? I'm anxious to hear that. But that's going to be our roster for this preseason. Next episode, I am going to show you guys a little bit of some preseason highlights between the Giants and the Browns to try to enact a little bit of revenge. So guys, that's it. Leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you in the next one. As always, thank you for watching, and peace.